welcome, John. Thanks so much for coming all the way from LA. Lovely to meet you. Could you tell me a little bit about what you guys do at Reasi?
Sure. Reasi automates property closings, so you can buy and sell or transact real estate directly from your phone. So it's fixing. We're addressing a big problem in the industry, which is the security of the money, and also the workflow issue, but the confusion of documents and all the requirements involved. So adding a little more transparency as well.
Great. And what do you see? What's sort of hot in the industry at the moment as far as real estate? Is blockchain part of that?
Not so much, honestly. So I mean, the real estate industry is quite big. There's lots of different, niches or sectors of it. I came out of a accelerator focused on property tech called MetaProp, and they are, I think more commercial focused. So a lot of the investment that I've seen has been going to commercial uses. Residential, I think I've seen a lot of investments and plays in the marketplace side. Not so much in the transaction execution side, which is where I play in, but I think that's just a matter of time.
And what would you see as the main challenges for the industry at the moment?
In terms of a startup, like real estate technology, or like,
real estate,
so I think it's a lot of, I think everyone has their own theories about why it hasn't innovated, the industry hasn't innovated so fast. I think it's just very complex. Proving ownership of a property, streamlining the entire process to make sure that everything's free and clear, a good transaction. There's so much at stake, so there's a lot of due diligence diligence has to be done on every property for transactions at least. That it creates a pretty complex and very knowledge. Like you need subject matter experts to get some of these deals done. So I think hurdling that with technology is a big challenge.
And would you see the blockchain sort of supporting that if people get into startups that are doing those sort of support systems?
Yeah, I am very long on blockchain, very long on crypto as well. But my experience has actually been the opposite with investors when I fundraise. So it's kind of a funny experience. Like I've had investors say that I really love what you're doing, but because you're using blockchain, I'm out. So
oh, really?
Yeah, so it's an interesting. A lot of the investors that are interested in my company are more from the traditional world. So they I think that tend to be, if I had to generalize, more conservative.
Yes.
So when they hear about crypto or blockchain, a lot of them have been not the right time for me.
You should come to the Valley.
Yeah, I think I'm probably in the wrong space for wrong city for that.
Yeah.
But,
and tell me, what do you see personally as the vision for the future for real estate? Like, what's your personal vision?
I think my expertise is in more the residential area.
Yes.
So streamlining a lot of the complexities, a lot of the redundant tasks. Like the low-hanging fruit, I think, is automation of some of these things. I think blockchain is also really critical in making sure that the money is transferred properly and securely. So being able to send crypto value directly into a smart contract versus a bank account, I think that's really huge. Yes. So I think those two are very for me the easier task to accomplish. The title registry piece obviously is a no-brainer too. It's just very hard to execute in this country. A lot of the use cases like fractionalization. It's all attractive. I just think they're harder to do, but or maybe harder to do for me.
But hopefully other startups might attack these issues and problems, because I have heard that there's quite a lot of complexity that drags the process on and also doesn't make it so efficient.
Right. And I've heard a lot of success stories about buildings being fractionalized in terms of ownership already. Okay. So that's pretty cool. The mortgage piece, I've heard efforts to fractionalize that, the ownership of that. So that's encouraging. Right. I hope to plug into that ecosystem, when we're bigger.
Fantastic. Look, thanks so much for coming for the panel. I'm really looking forward to hear what's going on in the real estate industry.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks for inviting me. I'm looking forward to it.